Hi guys, welcome to JD's Kitchen and thank you guys for stopping by. Today I'm going to share with you guys my first attempt at making accra beans, and it was a bittersweet experience because I learned my lesson. The outcome was not so good. You guys can see how my accra is looking. It's not looking pretty like on the outside, and of course your eyes first of all see the food before your mouth tastes. So it tasted good, but the shape was so terrible, and there are some things that I did and some things I did not do that made my accra to turn the way they turned out. And I want to share that with you because I believe that even the best chefs, the way they learn is by cooking, making the mistake, and then trying it again. So yeah, I steeped my beans at night just so it should get soft, and then I woke up and washed it. So this is beans that was already cracked and peeled in the market. So I steeped it at night, and then I woke up this morning, washed it, put it in my blender, chopped some onions, and then put in the blender, added a little bit of water, a pinch of salt, and then some seasoning cubes. I particularly added Maggi crevette because I've seen a lot of people put a little bit of crayfish in their accra, but I didn't want to go with crayfish because I realized that accra it doesn't need a lot of things. So I just used a bit of Maggi crevette, and I went ahead to blend and blend and blend. So when blending, you have to be really patient. This is the consistency you want. You don't want anything lighter than this. If not, you're just going to have your accra batter spill everywhere in the oil. So you have to be patient. Don't put a lot of water, just adding little drops of water. Now I'm going ahead to whisk and whisk and whisk, and I didn't whisk for the length of time that was right because I've seen videos where they kept on saying whisk for like 5 minutes, and I think I did it just for like a minute or two at most, and I think that contributed to the reason why my batter was not rising. If you look at the way I'm putting my batter in the frying pan, you would see that it stays down as opposed to rising up. You see the small quantity rising up, but the main batter itself sits down in the oil, like it just lays down there. Take a look at what I just put now. It's not rising. After a long while, that's when it rose, and then it was now floating on the oil. And some of them I actually had to turn them and move them around before they could come up to the oil. So I realized that because I did not beat it for a long time, and I experimented on this same day and beat the next batch for a very long time, and it turned out really well. And you can see that even the shape of my accra doesn't look good at all. It's so bumpy, like it's just like the accra had an accident. But yeah, the same day I used the same mixture. I just did more beating with my whisk, and it turned out really good. And then I also realized that I put in my accra when the oil was not hot enough, so that's probably one of the reasons why it also did not float. And so when I was making the next batch, I had learned my lesson. I will just insert a picture of what the next batch that I made look like, and I will do a proper recipe video where I will show all the steps that I take to get it right the next time I do it. If you're trying to make accra, try to and it doesn't turn out right, try to beat your accra a lot with the whisk, and then also make sure your oil is the right temperature before you put in your batter.